Well, alrighty then. I thought we were going to have our intro music, and I think we lost Dub, so I will start anyway. Welcome to the other side of the ball. This is episode 128, the day after April Fool's Day. Hopefully, you guys didn't get to be a fool, but welcome to the show. Dub, what is up, man? See the top of your head. There you go. And we are supposed to be joined by Live with 25, Mr. Knox, when he gets his picture up and running. And I guess I should tell him, hey, bro, we're live. So he's muted. Dub is going to join us for a little bit. We'll get things rolling. Welcome in, everybody, to another great show. Hopefully, with us, we're going to go over some of the stuff that went on in the A7FL last weekend. And of course, we're going to tell you about what we think is going to happen in the A7FL moving forward this weekend. Dub, you got anything to add before you dip out?
Very weird weekend, and then even more weirder by some of these posts we saw in the players group. It's almost like, is this an April Fool's joke or is this really serious? I guess we will find out on Sunday when Week 4 commits.
And I think I need to go study up on some of that because I do not know 100% of the stuff that was flying back and forth.
Well, once you see it, you'll be like, seriously? Like, really? Yeah.
So you're talking about A7FL Nevada?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look, man. I haven't really looked at that too much lately, so I'll take a look at it and see what's going on with it. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, it's quite the. It's quite it's quite. I mean, it's just wow. That's all I can say. It really is wow, and oh come on, there we go. There's 2-5. He's back on.
There you go, 2-5.
Yo,
What's up, man?
I don't know. I can't figure out how to get my shit working. So all we got is a background right now.
That's all right. We got your voice, man. That's what we need.
Cool. What's going on? I heard you mention something about this April Fool's shenanigans or this real life stuff that was going on in the group, you know?
Yeah, that is that's the ultimate question about, are they playing with our emotions or is this really for real for real? And like I said, the only way to find out is by watching. Um, and hello Kennel and hello Moose. Thank you for chiming in. Um, I will be back as soon as I can. I'm about to go do some talking, if I will. So I will be back.
All right, my brother. We'll see you in a little bit. And like I said, good luck.
Thank you.
You got it.
Oh, I got it.
There you go. Here's my boy.
What's
up,
going
man?
damn.
You're up for like 2 seconds. What happened?
I have no idea.
Well, like I said, you keep working on it. Just don't drop off. We have the we can hear you, so we got the vocals. That's all we really need. So that way you and I can discuss what we saw and what went on. And there you go for half a second again.
Hold on. Trying to fix something real quick.
So I'm not trying to play the games or nothing because I have not seen some of the stuff that went on the.
Well, let's talk about it then. All right, let me just bring you up to speed. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right. So in recent posts, a great receiver, one of my good friends, somebody I've enjoyed playing alongside of, as well as, running some interesting, plays and all that good stuff by each other. Long story short, Mr. Darren Palmer came up with a post that to most would be an April Fool's joke, but only him and you know, his wife and whoever else he may have spoke with knows that it's true. But DP stated that he was no longer with Sick and that he was taking his talents to the stealth.
Really?
Beautiful picture, by the way. You know, he's been doing this thing with those cartoon images, and let's just say he did his big one.
Wow. Going to the stealth.
Now, I don't necessarily know if that's the best move, because who wants to take that? 2 weeks in a row, DP. If that is true, don't play this week. You know, give your body some rest, and yeah, you know what I mean. But if it is true, fuck it.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff that went on for April Fools, man, and I tried to stay out of most of it because yesterday wasn't the greatest of days for me. But at the same time, um, you know what? As we always say, wait until tomorrow because tomorrow's always going to be a better day, which it was. So I can't sit here and say negativity about anything. And if that's what DP feels he needs to do, then you know, true. If it's true, then I get it. If it's not true, you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, you got to do what feels right.
Yeah, you gotta do what's best for yourself. You know.
Now, according to James, he says if y'all believed those posts, I have beachfront property to sell you in Summerlin.
I mean, I don't necessarily believe the post. I believe if the post was real, then I would say the Insomniacs would try their damnedest to get him over there, and wouldn't necessarily let him go to the stealth. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't necessarily believe anything that anybody says on April 1st. Take it with a grain of salt. Talk about it. We'll see what happens and where people are Sunday. That'll be the telltale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know whether we believe it or not, we're talking about because, like I said, I don't necessarily live on the players page to read all that stuff, and sometimes I know that it's just guys getting frustrations out and whatever. So I don't always read it, and I can tell you damn well I don't believe everything I read, James. So just so you know. And you're right, DP is a class act. I would agree with that statement 1,000%. He is one of the good dudes in this league. There are many, but he is definitely one of them. And I appreciate you saying that, James, because you are 100 on that one.
And let's just even keep it real. Like DP, if he did play a little joke, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily know DP to be a joking motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really see him joking too much. So maybe he was just trying to show people he has a sense of humor, you know?
Well, you know what? And the funny thing, you should mention that because the other one that had the same. Now, hear me out on this for a second. The other one that had the exact same post was hold on, let me find it because I want to make sure that I'm not, opening mouth and inserting foot up to about my thigh.
Yeah.
But I saw another one that basically read the same from Mr. Sal saying the same thing. Change of scenery is nice, but elevation, and he said the same thing. About time to get the ball rolling. Stealth is wealth. So he is saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, but we all know if we all pay attention, he's doing the pro arena.
I know. So, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens. So we'll see. And like I said, don't necessarily buy into it. It's just something we're talking about. And Jason will. I thought that was the case as well. So the only thing is, if the post was made a day ago, and today is Tuesday. No, today's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So who knows? You know, bottom line is we will find out Sunday, just like everybody else. We'll see what happens. My money's on the fact that it was a April Fool's joke, but we'll find out. Although, I don't know if this is correct, but I've got it a day ago, so he would have posted it. Yeah, he would have posted it on.
But did you see that? Did you see that amazing picture?
Oh, his anime picture?
That is an amazing picture. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I kind of like that picture.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, ain't a bad picture, man. But let's go deeper. Let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we saw on Sunday. And I don't know if you were able to catch any of the other games or see any of the other games from the East Coast.
A little bit, not really too much. I paid attention, or at least watched a couple of them. I was supposed to go back and watch a couple highlights and do some stuff like that, but didn't necessarily get to it.
I hear you there, man. So I have. I'm gonna go over some of the scores real quick of what we saw on Sunday the 30th. We had the Gold losing to the Stealth 18-50. Silk City Animals beat the Baltimore Watchmen 58-32. Octane, if this is correct, Octane beat I'm sorry, the Crush beat Octane 49-20. Heathens beat the Buzz 38-14. Insomniacs beat Sick With It 48-18. The U lost to BIC 45-40. And bringing up the last game, the Hawks lost to the Renegades 44-6. So, I mean, the one that I'm going to talk about right off the bat is the Animals beating the Watchmen the way they did. That was a pretty impressive win. I still think, and Knox, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I still think that realistically we want to see that. There you are. We want to see. I want to see Tender versus BIC's defense, and to see what he's really got against a top-ranked defense. Now, BIC has had their struggles a little bit, and when I say that, it's because of traveling, and when they traveled to Indianapolis to play the Crush, and they still won, even though they only had, I think it was 12 or 14 players. Nonetheless, they won the game. Now I want to see a full-strength BIC versus a full-strength Animals. What do you think?
Full strength?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a great, exciting game. I think it'll be some good football. But I feel like that would, in a sense, be the time that the Animals would really want to make their mark and really want to make a statement. Of course, they're trying to show that they're capable. Since week one, they've been making statements. They've been what people wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And they've been giving up great competition and doing it in the fashion that they're doing it. That's what's been real interesting to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. And you know what? We've got Mr. CP3 hanging out backstage. Let's bring him up. What's up, my guy? How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing real good.
Yeah,
What's the deal?
good, doing good. So we were just talking about the Animals.
Perfect. I came in right on time. I heard you with the recap of the game, so I wanted to dial in on the East Coast since I'm over here and give you guys a quick recap of what's been going on.
Well, let's go. Let's break it down first. The first game that we were talking about, obviously, was the Animals versus the Watchmen. Mm-hmm. And what I wanted, and I was a little surprised at the final score, but I also wanted to get your take on the game, and then I want to get your take on the Animals versus BIC, which will be coming up, I think, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So, what was your take? Were you able to watch the full game?
Yeah, I watched the whole game. And to be honest with you, I picked the Animals to win against the Watchmen, as well as I picked the Animals to beat the U a couple weeks ago. Because being a player for 10 years in this league, um, this has been a long time coming. There is no more from 2020 until 2023. There is no more just BIC and the U over here on the East Coast. That shit is dead. Now, all the shit that the West Coast has been taking for the last few years,
Mm-hmm.
when they want to say you guys only got sick with it and the Insomniacs over there,
Yep.
yeah. See, I became public enemy number one on the East Coast a couple years ago on JP's show when I told them guys on the East Coast, we need to shut the fuck up, buckle up, and start playing football and stop making excuses. Because in 2023, everyone wanted to see BIC versus the Nightcrawlers. We all wanted to see Bagway versus Sterry. We all wanted to see, but everyone was excluding the Insomniacs. And what did you guys do? You kept your fucking mouth shut. You continued to play football and perfected your craft. And when you made it to the championship game, not only were you down double-digit scores and came back and won, but that showed the grit and what a real team is and what real coaches are. Now we get back to 2024 now, and now BIC posted reloaded, the U posted reloaded, the Huff came back. Now it was about, oh, we're going to shut the Insomniacs the fuck up now for good. Now we want our now we dropped the ball or they beat the Nightcrawlers. They didn't beat us. They beat the Nightcrawlers. So we're just excluding the Nightcrawlers from the East Coast division now. But here's the thing: once you guys came over here and beat BIC, it still was a little. Oh well, you guys didn't play anyone over there. And granted, we all know the truth. Like the competition isn't the best. But like Munchie said a week ago, which I agree with him, is if y'all testing and we not, then by the time we get over there, y'all should fuck us up. And that's what we didn't do. So since we didn't do that, and I'm a representative from the East Coast, because that's where I play, that's where I'm from, yes, I'm going to be on their ass once again. Because once again, y'all dropped the fucking ball for the East Coast, and now you're letting the West Coast talk all the shit like they should and like they have proven that they are the best team in this league. So now we're on part three of the I'll call it a I'll call it a I'll call it a story. That's how I like to call it a story of the Insomniacs, how they came from nothing to something. So now this is our third and final chance, like I told them, to shut the Insomniacs up because all they've been doing is winning. And if we don't win this year, the same thing is going to happen. You guys are going to win. You're going to get the fuck out of here, and the league is going to be worse. So this is the East Coast last chance to, like I said, once again, shut the fuck up and play football. And I'm sorry for cursing, sir.
You're good, man. You're good.
But yes, let's get back to these games, like you said.
Yep.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. The Animals have been coming since last year when they had that playoff loss against the Watchmen, and they got back in the playoffs and they lost to the BIC 68-80. I'm from Jersey, and Philly's not that far away. I follow DT. I follow all his guys on Instagram, Facebook, etc. I knew that they were an official flag team and they were a powerhouse over there, so I knew they were coming back with their guys. We all knew that. And now you're seeing what that basically has created over here in the East Coast, which is a frenzy. You feel me? Now, on top of that, everyone's saying BIC is not looking the same. Maybe it's because of a championship hangover. We all know the so-called championship curse. The team that loses the championship, they don't make it back. Maybe this is what's going on. Maybe it's a championship hangover. But at the same time, like I told you earlier, this is not just BIC and the U anymore. This is the Animals now. They're here. This is the Renegades now, who I'm playing for. We're here. We have integrated a whole flag team as well, since flag from other guys, flag players are too soft to play in this league. But when it comes down to it, football is just football, and that's what it'll always be. Either you're good or you're not. Cause look at the Insomniacs, look at the Nightcrawlers. They were a flag team, right? And they came in here fucking shit up.
Well,
Now, getting back to the game.
let me
Go ahead.
say
I'm
this.
sorry, boss. Go ahead.
Because I played flag for a very long time, and the type of flag that we played back when I was playing, I can guarantee you, every team that we played, I would say 90% of the players could play an A7 because we played full contact flag. I mean, we even named it that, was full contact flag, and you were able to pancake people. You were able to knock them on their ass. You were able to,
Yes. That's
throw
what we got
block.
over here. 8-man, 9-man.
We were able to blindside block. We were able to do a lot of stuff. So the fact of the matter of saying that, flag is somehow not up to the same snuff as A7, the only difference really is the tackling standpoint. The rest of the game is the same. You were playing 7-on-7. We played 8-on-8. We couldn't 2-man block, so you had to 1-on-1 block. But I mean, I still tell the story that we were playing a team and their linebacker was talking mad shit. So we had a play, and I came off I was playing slot receiver. I hit him. One of our offensive linemen, Tank, came over the top of me and knocked him on his ass and out cold. He was out cold on the ground, arms stiff as shit, looking like a surfboard, eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Out cold.
And until this day, Chris, I say this, I promise to God, I have gotten hurt more in flag than I've done in A7. I don't know why. I don't know how. It doesn't make no sense. But I tell people I've been playing in this league for 10 years, and I've rarely gotten hurt. I've gotten hurt a few times. Like, it's football. But flag, for some reason, I get hurt more than flag in the A7. I don't know why.
As much as I hate to say it, man, I played in flag league for 23 years.
Wow.
And
damn.
Have a lot to show for
it. Now, getting back to your question once again, this is a changing of the guard. You feel me?
Yeah. So
the
question was, let me repeat the question. The question is, animals versus BIC. I want to see that.
The weeks.
Okay.
To me, that is a litmus test for Tender and the animals, right?
Yes.
You were going up against the division champion from last year. I want to see what you have against them. I saw what you had against you. I saw what you had against Watchmen. Now you're going up against Valley. You're going up against some of these guys, Ashanti Worthy. You're going up against some of the big names in this league. And I want to see what's going on. I want to see what you got, Mr. Branch. What's going on? I want to see all of that.
Between me and you, Chris, that kid DT, I really got like genuine love for that kid. That kid he's respectful off the field. He trolls on the field. He backs it up on the field. And when you talk to him in person, he's actually a genuine guy. So at the same time, I feel like me playing for so long, this is nothing but appreciation to see these young guys coming into the league and they can carry the torch on to the next generation. How when I came in 10 years ago, they were telling us the same thing. You guys have to carry the league now from town beef to A7,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just feel like they told him last year he had no quality wins. Now this year he got 2 quality wins. Now, if he wins this game right here, I would say undoubtedly he would be the best quarterback in the league. But to me, like Flair said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I feel like until DT beats Sterry, this is still Sterry's East Coast league over here. I will wholeheartedly say that.
Well, do you think that, and I'm going to ask you both this question, do you think, can both of you sit there and tell me without a shadow of a doubt, and I know it's just a ranking thing, I understand that. I haven't seen where the ranking is this week, but do you agree that last week the animals vaulted themselves over everybody, including the Insomniacs, who were idle that week, to become number 1?
I feel like honestly, I've been watching sports for 20 years now. I'm 32. I personally have never seen a team that's on a bye week lose their number one ranking. But this is coming from all of the chit chat in the media repeatedly saying that you guys don't play anyone over there, and all the competition is on the East Coast. So I feel like that was a thing of who you're playing, level of competition. But to me personally, I feel like until the champs take a loss or until the champs win a game by probably only like if the champs played sick with it and only won by 2, then I would say all right, that's valid because the animal's been beating the shit out of everyone.
Mhm.
But to only have to have the week off after you just smoked the team, what 78 to something,
78.
I personally, this is me, and honestly, I do the rankings, I do the voting.
So
I left the Insomniacs at 1. I did because I'm not biased. This is not you're not gonna get no East Coast bias for me. Like I just feel like I just said with the Stereo and DT thing, until you beat them, then what are we talking about? You know?
yeah, that, like Ric Flair said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, the
They can't
champs,
seem to lose.
the champs are
They
undefeated.
can't seem to lose.
And in the
As,
last
as
3
bad
years,
as that game, as bad as that game was, I
yeah,
watched that game. I watched the Insomniacs' first 2 games. As bad as the ass whoopings were, you
uh-huh.
can't sit there and tell me there's not an immense talent on that team. This shit is just crazy, you know?
on,
Like,
you're talking about immense talent on the Insomniacs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And as crazy as it sounds, I believe Munchie when he said they got better. Because they look like I'm talking about quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, O-line, D-line, linebacker, corner, safety. Everyone's locked in. Everyone's
Yeah,
locked in. You got 7 hands to the ball. You got a screen pass. Munchie going to get to the receiver. The lineman going to get the second level. The shit is crazy.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
the thing you got to remember too is they're also still missing their number one corner.
yeah, and I haven't seen him yet. But at the same time, this is what I'm saying. You still got corners playing like that was him on the field. Press not getting them, not letting them free release off the line. Like everyone is locked in over there.
No,
Yeah.
Mr. Franklin, I am not driving. I'm just sitting because the
Dub,
boy is
Dub,
very
what's up,
tired.
Dub?
But so
That's what's going on, Will Franklin. I'm tired and I'm not like going anywhere right now.
he's sitting in a
Dub.
parking lot, bro.
Hey,
Relax.
hey, Dub, you getting ready for WrestleMania?
If the tickets weren't so doggone expensive, I'd be in the building, but I am
You
trying
know-
to go to the Monday Night
Hey,
Raw after WrestleMania.
That is
Right.
funny as hell, though,
Right.
because I was going to ask you about that. I'm just going to say this real quick. I was going to ask you about that, and then I looked up the ticket prices and went, "You've got to be shitting me! They are just as
No.
expensive as Super Bowl tickets."
As much as I would, as much as I would love to go, because that's one thing I've not done. My WWF/WWE fandom is go to WrestleMania. I was there at SummerSlam 2021, when tickets were very affordable to go in that stadium. But no,
Yeah.
I'll be a fan watching on Peacock like everybody else.
Yes, way too damn expensive. Although,
But
if you're
Chris,
talking about going the Monday afterwards,
Hell yeah, Monday
Yeah.
Night
That's
Raw.
always the best Raw. The Raw
Yeah.
after WrestleMania is always the best Raw.
oh yeah,
but
because
see-
you know you got some makeup to do after
yeah.
Oh
WrestleMania.
yeah.
But
So
CP,
I'm down with that.
let me ask you this question since you're talking about the rankings. Now, you being in the Northeast and you being very, very close to the teams, let me ask this question because,
Mhm.
and I said this last night on the Jaffo show, after Manny and Brian from the Sub was on there. In any college sport, be it college basketball or college football, if you lose 2 times in a row and you're ranked, you're out of the top 25. So, and again, I understand their history, I understand their pedigree, I understand what they've meant to the league. But how are you still ranked after 2 consecutive losses? Can somebody answer me that question?
Who you referring to?
Yeah, I don't.
The Patterson U are ranked number 7 on the countdown on the top 7. They're at number 7.
That is
Wow,
a good question.
you were still ranked.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, I haven't seen the new
Okay,
rankings. Do you know
so
where to find that, Doug?
Hold on.
Yeah,
let me
that I was looking
it's
for it
probably
too.
on the it's probably on the 3-on-1 page on Instagram. Matt Ryan usually posts it on the 3-on-1 page on Instagram. But I'll just say this: if the U is still number 7, I feel like they're still number 7 based off their history, and I feel like they're still number 7 based off of they did only lose to BIC by 5
Correct.
without Huff.
But
Also, I feel like if you look at who's in front of them, no disrespect to the Self, they are 2-0. But I feel like if the U plays the Self, we probably know what's going to happen. Based off of experience, but I haven't seen enough of the Self to judge them. And I also feel like the U fully staffed against the Watchmen will be a great game. Even the U fully staffed against us, I feel like will be a great game. But I just feel like just because they've taken losses to 2 of the top 3 teams, that's probably why they're still number 7.
James, that's a very good point. Unless you're the damn elephants, very good point, James.
Yeah, damn elephants.
But
Almost
also, I really don't. I personally would have had the Heathens at number 7. I don't know if they're ranked, but because they're
They're not.
2-1,
They should be in the top 7, but they're not.
that's where I would have the 7th spot, the Heathens.
Yeah.
But it's maybe because who did they beat? They beat the Buzz and they beat the Hawks. And they also had played the Watchmen, so they played a great team. So that's why I feel like personally they would have been my number 7th team. But then again, like I said earlier, the U versus the Heathens, what do we all think is going to happen? So
Yeah.
that's probably why the top 7 is the way it is.
damn. Okay. Well, sorry, I was looking for the damn thing on IG.
I'll send it to you right now, dude.
What's that?
Well,
Doug?
can I ask you guys a quick question?
I'm about to send it to you.
Well, wait. I'm sorry. Can we let's get back to the recaps first?
Yeah.
We can do that.
All right. So to wrap up the Animals Watchmen game, I just feel like honestly, the Animals was hungry from that playoff loss last year. The Watchmen did come understaffed, but I feel like being around for a long time, that's always been Baltimore's Achilles heel coming up to Jersey. They've always been short staffed, especially if it's a 1 o'clock game. I felt like they should have gave them a 4 o'clock game just to give guys some more time to maneuver and get up there, just in case they had some other personal issues going on.
How long is the commute from Baltimore to Asbury Park?
It's like 3 hours, three and a half hours.
It's like driving in Cali.
But I just feel like for the Watchmen to not come fully staffed was kind of underwhelming because the significance of that game, and on top of that, their quarterback didn't even come ace, and we all seen Buck get hurt, and Carlos had to come in for him. So I just felt like it would have been a better game if they came fully staffed. But we're playing them this week, and I know damn well everyone's going to be outside for that game. So we have a tough game.
This is a very interesting top 7. Now I'm going to read it off real quick so everybody can hear this. So number 1 is Silk City Animals. Number 2 is the Insomniacs. Number 3 is Trenton BIC. Number 4 is the Watchmen. Number 5 is East Orange Renegades. Number 6 is the most interesting, Silver State Stealth. And number 7 is Patterson U. Now, the reason, my rationale behind this saying interesting for the Stealth isn't because they're a bad team. It's interesting because of when CP, you just said it. Quality wins. And when I look at the Stealth, yeah, they're 2-0. I want to kind of reserve that for putting them in the top 7 until I see what they are able to do against a Insomniacs team,
which will out Sunday.
Yes, and again, this isn't knocking anybody, but when we first got into this, one of the things that one of the Stealth players said was, how are we not in the top 7? Nobody knew the team. So how can you put somebody that you don't know in the top 7? Now I've seen the players, and I get
And
what
Chris's
they
point, Pat.
are about. And yeah, they played the Gold, they played the Hunters. But again, when we're talking about quality wins, and no knock, please, I don't want anybody to friggin' chime
Exactly,
in.
because everyone takes it personal.
It ain't nothing personal about it.
They play some
But I
good
mean, if
football.
we're
though,
talking
D.
about quality wins, look at what some of these who these other teams. So you got Stealth in the top 7. Now I understand what you guys are saying about the U being 0-2 and being in the top 7. I know that I would have put other teams above them because they have not won yet this season.
No,
But
they won it.
see what the Stealth can bring against the Insomniacs this week.
The U are 1-2, Chris. They've lost 2 straight.
Okay, they lost 2 straight. My bad. So
Yeah.
if they're 1-2, I can understand because they were, if I'm not mistaken, preseason they're number 3.
Yeah.
So I get it, but anyway, we'll move on. We'll let this Sunday kind of dictate as to what we see and what other teams are able to do against some of these teams and what we've got. But let's go back a little bit and let's look at some of these games and talk about them a little bit.
The
Don't
UBIC
mess with me,
next?
Brand.
What's that?
Right.
Don't say that.
Hey, look.
wanna-
I'm
you
like,
wanna-
you got,
You want to
Mr. Branch,
do the
you want me to
UBIC
rip?
next?
I don't even want to go there, brother. And by the way, I'm interested in the ribs because you keep talking about them, but you
yeah,
haven't
you're
brought me
gonna
any
have to
yet.
see the whole staff.
We gotta talk. Anyway,
Well, I'm just telling you, Chris. When you do get the chance to try them, you will enjoy them. That's all I can tell you.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Anybody who talks about his ribs as much as Mr. Branch does, he's got to be doing something right because everybody that I've heard say they're great. Well, and here we go. Look,
There you
right
go.
there you go, right there. That's what I'm saying. Everybody. So, Mr. Branch, I just need to try him. That's all I'm saying. So I want to go on with this. We talked about Silk City with Baltimore. Now I got to go to Octane versus the Crush. Obviously, QC Crush is basically chaos from last year. We know.
And
Where's that, Cincinnati?
the heist.
What's that?
And the
Where's
mix
that?
and
Yeah,
heist.
chaos and heist. So I'm interested to see, how this pans out with Octane and the Crush moving forward. No knock against any of them. I just want to see what they're able to bring. So this game, was it interesting to me? Yes. Was it a surprise that the Crush won? No. I actually picked them to win this game. So
Listen, me personally, I feel like the QC Crush are being underrated. They lost to the Animals, and who else did they lose to? They lost to BIC.
BIC.
Now, if any team deserves to be in a top 7 with a losing record, it should be them. And I know when they played BIC went out there with 14, 15 guys, and a couple guys got hurt, but it's still BIC. That'll be like you're taking credit away from the QC Crush for playing great players. You're playing MVP caliber players, and they still put up 20, 26 points. So I feel like I'll take the QC Crush over the Stealth. I would take them over a lot of teams, even though they're 1-2, but they've been battle tested in those 3 games so far. Like I wasn't really giving Keno Thomas.
Hold on, CP. Would you take them over Sick with it?
No, but I feel like it'll be a good game still. Okay. I feel like I'll take Sick with it probably 40-30 over the QC Crush.
Okay. And I'm just asking because we keep going back and forth with the Midwest teams and what they're capable of doing. And I know that for some of the guys from the Midwest, they thought that they could be very competitive with the West Coast and the East Coast. And they're getting all I'm saying is they're getting their wish, right? They're able to play the East Coast players and teams and get a feel for what those teams are like.
And the kid over there, Keno Thomas, The
Yeah.
kid is actually good.
No, he is.
Me personally, last year when he went on Facebook Live and did the LeBron, I'm going to choose my team, and I'm like, boy, who the fuck is you? But at the same time, and then on top of that, he was getting from Big Rob. Oh, he looked like a young CP3 from the Wolfpack. And me personally, I'm like, nah, I don't see the kid. I don't think he got it, but the kid got it.
He got
the kid
it.
is good.
And the thing about it
Kid
is
is
he's also a really good and obviously we don't talk about this all the time, but he's a really good young man too. I mean, if you talk to him and have a conversation with him, the young man understands football like no other.
Exactly.
He really understands the game.
So I believe we actually play them later on in the year. They're coming to Asbury Park, so that's a game that I am extremely looking forward to. They have a lot of good players over there, and I'm looking forward to them actually being in the playoffs because I feel like, or I think I know for sure, 8 teams make the playoffs over here in the Northeast, and I know they play the Octane again this week. They're going to win again, most likely. So they're going to be 2-2. Then when they come over here and play us, we're going to see what happens. And I feel like they probably play either the Heathens or probably the U. So,
and you would
like
be
I said,
right.
they're going to get their
Octane again.
They're going to definitely get their wish. But let's get back to the games. I just wanted to shout them out real quick. I feel like they're not getting enough love.
So I'll go down to the next one. Buzz versus the Heathens. Obviously, the Heathens won 38-14. I'm seeing from this Heathens team is actually pretty interesting because we're seeing a team that is showing up and showing out a little bit.
Captain America can ball.
Yes, he can, and I've watched him. He can ball, and had a return the other day too. So it's. They're one of those teams that you can't take lightly for sure. Knox, have you had a chance to watch them play?
Who?
The Heathens?
No.
Man, you got to watch them.
So when you get the chance, now here's the thing. That's you probably haven't because in Baltimore has been having some issues with the streaming. And shout out to RTU, because normally when the games are on, he does try his best to go live while he's actually playing sometimes, or he'll go live and shoot a game before he has to play his game. So that's really the only media we have down there unless they come to Asbury, and we've seen what they did to the Hawks when they came to Asbury. But once again, I feel like the Heathens, like we just said about the QC Crush, they should be in the top 7. They're not getting a lot of love. Now,
hold on.
People are going to say, oh, they beat the Hawks and they beat the Buzz, but they've also played the Watchmen. And the Watchmen is no pushover, even though they just lost to the Animals the way they did. The Watchmen are no pushover, and they've never been a pushover team with all the talent they got down there. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong, Pac Money went back to the Watchmen, didn't he?
Who? Say that again?
Pac Money went back to the Watchmen?
Yeah.
He's on.
Yep.
On the Watchmen, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that is one of those guys. I mean they've had some returners, and obviously I got to watch them in Cincinnati when they were playing the Nightcrawlers, and they have some exposed players already. But to add Pac Money back to that stable, man, that's no joke.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like if Ace was there, it would have been a way better game. Because he's an actual championship winning quarterback that could have orchestrated the game a little better than an injured Buck or a Carlos Crosland who's really an athlete. Because as we can see, the man caught an interception, caught a touchdown, and threw a touchdown. When the last time have we seen someone do that?
Dude, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So I can't argue the fact of the Heathens with you being in the top 7. I would have to agree with you. I think that there's a couple of teams that could be in the top 7 that are not, and the Heathens are definitely one of them. But let's move on and let's talk about we'll come east. We went East Coast to begin with. Let's go West Coast. Now we'll talk about Sick With It and the Insomniacs. Insomniacs 48-18.
Okay, so me watching the game, because me personally, I've always watched you guys' games, even when the last 2 years the guys over here have been saying, "Oh, ain't nothing to watch. Turn that shit off." Me personally, I'm a football fan. I like watching football, and I'm in a league where I play, so I'm going to be invested. So this is why I always watch you guys' games. But I just feel like it's just the same old story, honestly, of the Insomniacs are who they are, and like they say, their friends are just better. Even when the Sick would have got the win last year in the regular season, I still knew the Insomniacs was going to come back in the playoffs and not only win but whoop their ass, and that's what happened. Because when you want to beat a team so bad and so for so long, I felt like that was their championship once they beat the Insomniacs last year in the regular season. And nothing against the young kid, Stone. I just don't feel like he's better than Jeremy Gary. That's his name.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, and I know the kid he's young, he's a rookie, but
the thing I'll say about that was Gary had a different offensive line.
Yeah, he had a way different line.
I mean, way different line. So it's tough for me to gauge that because Stone King came out the first game and threw 4 touchdown passes and 2 extra points and looked good. Now, the thing that I will say about the Insomniacs, I'm sorry, but the Insomniacs can make a really good quarterback look bad. And we've seen that. So to me, it's not just that, but you can't just take a look at what's going on with one side and say, and when I say this, I'm not saying that Stone King is better than Gary. What I'm saying is it's hard to judge the two because they did not have the same talent around them. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's very hard to gauge what is and what isn't. I
definitely feel like since the Insomniacs defensive line is so good that the 3 lineman set wasn't really working for the Sick With It. He probably should have went more double tight, or even a double tight running back and keep Darren Palmer one-on-one, because that's his best option. But he just didn't have the time, like you said, to make the throws. The Insomniacs defensive line is probably the best defensive line I've seen so far, if not the Animals. And when you have an offense that's clicking like how Scoot and them do over there, like you literally have to score every drive almost to keep up. And then when you're going for it on 4th down in your own territory, like I just think you're asking for an ass whooping when you give the Insomniacs the ball past the 50 almost every other drive,
I agree. I mean, it certainly did not live up. I mean, the 2 previous regular season meetings between these two have been absolute classics. And this one, disappointed because, I mean, like I said, last year we was talking about, okay, the Insomniacs seem like they're just waiting for the playoffs to, turn on the switch, if you will, because, most championship teams feel like they can flip that switch on and just go full throttle. This year, they play with a razor-sharp laser focus. It showed. And then again, also, Chris McWilliams is back and healthy, and he was a force on Sunday, along with AJ. And, of course, now they got this young man in Moses Smith who could probably go play middle linebacker right now with the way he's built.
Yes.
And then, of course, not even to mention, they haven't even put Cunningham on the field this year. We know what Cunningham can do. D-Rock didn't even play on Sunday, who's another part of that great depth on that defensive line. So, I mean, who knows what could happen when the whole pack of wolves come together. I mean, it's like I said, they want to make history. That's their main focus. That's their goal. Like I said, Danya hasn't even played a single down this year. I mean, truly speaking, I probably would just save Danya for for the stretch run if if I was that coach, because you definitely want him to be 100%. But I mean, the champs just came out with a razor sharp focus, and it showed. And it was belts to ass.
And you know what? I can't argue that fact with you. The biggest thing that I've seen, we said it the beginning of the season last year, and I don't know that it was a little bit of a championship hangover for the Insomniacs. I don't want to put it that way, but it sure seemed like it. They were, we said it was almost like they were playing with their food. This year, maybe because we did not have the fall brawl, but this year these guys aren't messing around, and people got to stand up and better take notice, because this team, much like the Animals, this team is not playing around. They are foot to ass or foot to neck, however you want to put it, and they are not letting up. They are continuing to push down and to exact their revenge on everybody that they play. Whether they, even though they beat them all last year, they're showing, we're the champs, we're here, and we're not taking any shit lightly.
Yeah, the young boys call it belt to ass.
Oh, they're doing more than belt to ass. They're doing foot to ass. Belt to ass, man. When my dad used to whoop my ass, that was the one thing I was okay with. It was when that foot came into play with that ass. That's the one thing I didn't want. So I would say, old school wise, they putting foot to ass, not belt to ass.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay.
It's pretty tough to try and tackle Anthony Wilkerson when he runs the football. It's even worse now when he's now becoming your lead blocker, when he's lead blocking.
Yeah, that was scary, bro.
When he's lead blocking for Devontae, they make business.
What about when Scooter was lead blocking for Munch? I mean, it was, and then wound up lead blocking for Juice. I mean, it's one of those things of pick your poison.
Yo, you guys got a 3-headed monster backfield, bro. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. The shorter, dark skinned running back. He's like Maurice Jones-Drew. That's what he reminds me
Carter,
of.
Low center of gravity, low pad level. Yes.
Yeah, and he looks for contact.
He will not go out of bounds for nothing.
Before you hit him.
He wants to run into somebody.
You know what he runs? You know what he reminds me of? He's the Vegas version of Debo from over here. That's who he is, bro.
Well, let me tell you, man, Mr. Carter does not play. So when he's got the ball, he is looking to either outrun. He's going to run over you, run through you, or run around you. That's it. Period. You're going to have a hard time taking him down. He's with his low center of gravity. It's going to be hard as hell to get lower than he is already. And I've seen guys try and just get knocked over. So he is one of those players you got to be careful with. Now, the thing about it is, you add a Juice who's all of 21 years old. This man he don't care.
He's fucking 21 years old.
21 years old.
21.
Bro.
This man is, go ahead, Doug.
And their defensive lineman, Moses Smith, he's only 19.
Bro. Oh, man, this being young. This is crazy.
But see, that's why we say, these guys, and yeah, Munch said it best. He said two things that have stuck with me over the time that I've talked to him and we've had the conversations. And one of the things that he used to say is, we're just better. And he wasn't lying. Now he's saying,
better
these are all my friends. You better just get better friends. And again, he's not lying. I mean, I can't find fault in what he's saying.
Literally, the East Coast had to do that to beat the U after the U was whooping everyone's ass after they lost to the fucking Immortals. BIC literally went and found Ashanti Worthy. Ashanti Worthy went and brought Sterry Codrington. You have to find better fucking friends. It's literally it. That's it.
Well, I mean, look, if you ain't lying about what you got and you're bringing it to, A7, and I don't care, age, I don't care what. But I mean, if you got guys that just understand and play football, it makes it tough, man. It makes it tough. And the thing about it is, if I had to break down the Insomniacs right now, they won the ship last year, and I would agree with Munch. They got better. They got better. They look better. They are playing better. And when I watch them play, I mean,
The eye test don't
watch
lie.
a run play. Just watch a run play, and how many guys are around the football making tackles. That's all you got to do. Just watch a run play. Forget a pass play. Forget all the other bullshit. Just watch a run play.
Thank you
and
for
watch-
letting me know. Thank you for letting me know, Dyson.
Well,
That was just
that's
the
still
information I
young.
was
He in his prime. 23,
for-
you in your prime, baby.
Yeah, I mean, even at 19 or 23, yeah, there's a 4-year difference, but he's still a young man.
No.
That's
He specified that Moses is 23, not 19. So I was
Yeah,
given
but
wrong
still.
information.
But
And
still,
he just graduated
still a young
college. He's
man.
fresh. He's fresh. All right,
So, I mean-
what's the next game we going to?
Next game is, thank you. We got to get through these because we got to make our picks too. So next game that we'll talk about is look at that. Patterson U and BIC. BIC won 45-40.
Now, I know a lot of people have been saying that BIC is having the championship hangover because I just said it literally. But at the same time, this is a rivalry that people don't understand. This is not sick with it in the Insomniacs. This is the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what this is.
Facts.
So it doesn't matter these guys been playing each other for so long that it doesn't matter who superstars over here, who superstars over there. This is always going to be a bad blood rivalry, and it's always going to be a close game 7 out of 10 times, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's
And it
only
was
been
again.
a few games and a few times that we've blown out the our 2022 championship year, but we won by 2 points in the championship game. Like it doesn't matter if the U is 1-2 or BIC is not blowing everyone out how everyone wants. That's always going to be a bomb burner, you know. So I just felt like, BIC doesn't look like a powerhouse right now, and everyone figured since the Huff wasn't playing, it should have beat them by more. But the players that the U have, they have guys. What's this guy's name? The quarterback. Oh, wow. I know the guy, so I'm so sorry. But number 6, he played Division I football as a receiver, just like Munchie, and he's out there playing quarterback, out there throwing 80-yard, 70-yard bombs. I know a lot of them didn't connect, but you can't deny the arm talent. He rushed for a few touchdowns. He caught some passes. He played corner. Like he can literally do it all for them. So they have, and there was missing Jason Cezanne, you know. So
I mean,
that game could have went
one of those games.
That game could have went either way. Yeah, Butler. My bad.
It's one of them games though that
Ron Butler.
you would agree with me when it comes to the Patterson U and BIC. These two teams, specifically these two teams, are going to go at each other like no other. And that rivalry is going to be one for the ages. That rivalry until, we have a big turnover on both teams, that rivalry is going to continue. So, I don't care if it's 5 points. I don't care if it's 10 points. Just know that when they play each other again, it's going to be another close game. And who knows? They might flip the script. The U might,
especially when Huff coming back.
Yeah, it's a possibility. You never know. Never know. So, last game we'll talk about before we go on to the new game or to next weekend, which is the Hawks versus Renegades. Renegades beat them 44-6. I didn't get a chance to watch this game yet. So all I can say is that, when I talk about the Hawks, I know some of the players that they have, obviously Corey being the quarterback and some of the other players I've heard of before and really thought that they were going to put some stuff together, and I still think they're going to. But I think the Renegades are just a little bit younger of a team and an up and coming team that they don't know what they don't know. They're ready to go out there and play, plain and simple.
Yeah, the Hawks do have some great players. I used to play with this guy, like he's right, and his little brother is the receiver for the Hawks, the fast kid with the dreads, and he was having a great game. The running back that plays for them, he was actually in my inbox in the offseason asking to play for the Renegades. But we didn't have no room, so I was actually the one to send him to the Hawks. And I hit up Bobby Newman, and told him like, hey, this guy's really good. I feel like he'll be a great asset to your team. So they have a lot of great players. I just feel like us being young and hungry right now and being integrated with the TMU flag team, and they are a great national team, flag team. I feel like we got a lot of dogs over here, and we got a lot of guys that feel like they're being underrated and not talked about enough. And I feel like also with me being a veteran and me backing up and mentoring the young quarterback Serve, who I feels like he has a great chance to win Rookie of the Year and be a next top tier young talent in this league
He is.
that people
He is
don't know about.
Serve is legit. I was the game he
But
had against the BS was
but
highly impressed.
yes, but I think the main attribute or asset to our team is our offensive line and defensive line. Those guys are also coaches. Those guys are college athletes. Those guys have very high IQ of the game, and I feel like, and they get nasty on both sides of the ball, and that's what I feel like the Renegades was missing in the past. Even when I played for them a couple years ago, I just felt like they had a lot of guys who liked football, but they didn't have the necessary IQ of the game.
It takes time,
So
man. This
going
game is
into
not your typical 11-on-11 that some of these guys are used to playing, or 8-on-8 that some of these guys are used to playing when it comes to flag. So I mean, it takes some getting used to, especially with the field for starters, and also what you're able to do. So no, I agree with you, man. It takes a little bit of time, and a lot of time when these guys get used to playing and playing on this field, then you start to see them start to shine because they're not thinking as much. So
and
it's one of those situations where somebody like you mentoring a quarterback is really going to help them out.
and also I knew since week one when we lost to BIC on the drop pass and overtime, I knew since then like those guys. Hey, Bobby, I knew that those guys were ready and they meant business. And even though they didn't make the trip with us to Ohio, because a lot of guys counted us out there, and they were saying, "Oh, since the team, you guys aren't there, the Renegades," and we only went out there with what same thing, 14, 15 guys, and they were saying, "Oh, the Renegades are going to lose," and what it was 34-0 in the fourth quarter, and we were getting rained on with hell, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I packed my shit and got in the van. I was done right there. So I just feel like what the old Renegades and those guys still being young and a few veterans like myself from the Town Beef era and the new A7 era, and then you're bringing in the new flag guys. This is kind of like a perfect combination. So I feel like we got something special over here.
Well, you gotta talk to your boy Corey, who is always knocking the flag guys, but let's face it, the flag guys are kind of bringing up what's going on. So, nonetheless,
Yeah, I
let,
and the Corey thing. Listen, me personally, I have nothing against Corey, but I just feel like there's just a lot of bias that goes on the commentary, and with me, I'm a guy that looks at what have you done. So like when you critique a lot of guys, and then when you've been playing for so long and you haven't won anything, I just kind of look at that as a like a
yeah,
So that's just my take on that because I honestly if anyone else was in his position, like Huff or I would even say myself, guys who've been playing for about 10 years, who've won championships, then I can say you can sit there and critique guys' performances and say you should have done this and you should have done that. But like I said, that's neither here or there. That's just my opinion.
Yep. But you know what? Opinions are what we talk about, and let's face it. When we're talking about football, we all have to have opinions because
Yeah.
this is what we do, right? And this is what this show is all about: opinions. And right, wrong, or indifferent, you can criticize us for our opinions. We're good with that. That's why we do the show. We got thick skin. But what I want to get into next, real quick, is I want to get into the this upcoming weekend of games. So I'm just going to go down the list as far as these games are concerned, and I want everybody to chime in, give us your thoughts, give us your scores, who you think's going to win, and we're going to start off. And like I said, I'm just going down the list, so it's going to be a mixture. So the first game that's on the list is the Hunters versus the Gold, and I'm gonna start with Knox. Knox, what's your thoughts on this game?
You heard him, Knox?
Knox heard me. He got his mic on and everything. Mike, Knox, you hear me? Yeah.
Well,
What's
if
your
Knox
thoughts on
can't
the
hear you,
game?
go ahead, Knox.
Oh, you can't. Okay. All right. Dub, what's your thought on the game? He's having a few little issues, so we'll go to Dub on this.
I think this might be the most entertaining, fun game of the weekend that you and I get to call. I really believe that. The Gold have done some good things. They really play competitive for half last Sunday and then shoot themselves in the foot. Same thing with the Hunters. I think this game will be very, very entertaining. Somebody will get their first win of the season. I may be the lone wolf for this, but I think the Gold might pull off an upset. I really believe that.
Goals in the upset. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going on a limb, but I think this could be the game that they might be able to put it together for 60 minutes. But like I said, I think the game is going to be very exciting to watch. And I think it might come down to last possession wins the game on either side. I really do. But I'm going on a limb. I'm picking the Gold to get their first win.
Well,
Me personally, I think this is Savion Cunningham breakout game. 3 touchdowns, probably 2 on the kick return, and I got the Hunters getting their first win.
wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Saban will return. I agree with that. He'll get one.
For me, looking at this game, I mean, the Hunters have got some players. The Gold has got some players. The interesting piece to this is Savion. And I think that, that is going to be if he's returning, and I want to preface that because he's let other guys do it. But if he is returning, I think that I got to give the edge to the Hunters because of his return capability. I am going to say this is probably one of the most entertaining games of the season and of the day on Sunday. And I'm going to say that the Hunters win this game 26-23.
Nice. I like that. I got them winning 18-12.
18-12. See, close, right?
Yep.
We got a touchdown that
Yep.
separates the two, and I think that is real. I think that's exactly what we're looking at with that. I think with Savion, I think he could be the difference as long as he's there on Sunday. And you know what? And the other thing that we forgot is the fact that I think that the Gold found a means of a running game last weekend. So I think that is also going to come into play. But anyway, Knox, what's your thoughts? If you got your mic now, still don't have it. All right. So we'll move on, and the next game is even going to be a little bit more fun. We're going East Coast now. BIC versus Buzz.
Okay. I was gonna tell
I got BI.
chat.
Gotcha.
I got BIC and a Mercy Rule.
Who are they
Dub, what you
playing?
got?
Who's BSC
They're
playing?
playing
The
they're playing
Buzz.
the Buzz.
I'm gonna follow that cab with CP3. I'm gonna follow that cab.
Well, I'm gonna say I think that I got BIC in the Mercy Rule too. I would like to see BIC step up in this game and show exactly.
Okay,
Will,
Mr. Franklin, then
why
who
are you
is?
saying it's not BIC versus the Buzz? And who is it? Are you telling me that this is incorrect? Because I'm
What'd you
What's
looking
going
say?
at
on?
I pulled it straight off of A7FL.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. They because we're going to Baltimore this week too. They play at 1:00. We play at 4:00.
And that's what I got. BIC versus the Buzz at 1:00. And then you guys are playing. Hold on, don't tell me who you're playing. You're playing the Watchmen at 4.
Yes, sir. This is the Jersey Takeover week.
So I'm not sure why Will is saying it's not BIC versus the Buzz.
Yeah, it's definitely BIC versus the Buzz this week.
It's incorrect, is what he's saying. But okay, then who is playing the Buzz on Sunday? If this has changed, how come they don't have it updated on the website?
Or
Because I know for sure that BIC is
Well, that's
playing the
interesting.
Animals next. The BIC is playing the Animals
very,
next.
very interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Will says. But anyway, we all picked BIC over the Buzz. He's saying that's correct. We'll see what happens
Yes.
once we find out. So moving on, we got the Crush versus Octane, which CP3 you called. You said that they're going to be playing them again, and they're flipping.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
production is in Baltimore this weekend. Buzz don't have their jerseys. BIC versus Heathens is being arranged.
Changed.
Woo! Okay.
Okay.
All right
Very
now.
interesting. All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's get
Breaking
back to that
news here
game
on the
then.
other side of the ball as we're
Hey, Will.
almost.
Thank you so much, Will.
Will Franklin just came in and just dropped a pipe bomb and then just exit
Just
stage.
checked out. My boy
Now, see, Will,
dropped it. Mic
Will,
drop.
that's what we need from you, Will. We need shit
So
like that from you.
apparently the arrangement is going to be between the Heathens and the BIC. So the Heathens will get a true test facing one of the pillars of the league if that is arranged. That makes it for quite a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, it does. So let's we'll come back to that. We'll circle back to that in just a minute. We'll circle back to that. But first thing we're gonna do is we'll come back and we'll say Crush versus Octane. We know that the Octane just lost to the Crush. And it was Crush was the home team, Octane was the visitors. Now it's going to be reversed, where Octane will be the home team and Crush will be the visitors. So, and I'll remind everybody, it was 49-20 the last time these two teams met. Crush beat the Octane 49-20. So, CP, we'll start with you. Who you got?
I still have the QC Crush, but I don't have them winning by that large of a margin anymore. I feel like now the game is going to be a little closer, but they still should win by 10. I feel like I got the QC Crush 30-20 now.
Okay. Dub, how about you?
I pretty much agree with the same score, 30-21 in favor of the Crush. I think Thomas will have another big day for the Crush.
So I've got the Crush winning actually by 10, and I will say I believe it's going to be 20-30. Personally, I can also see. Unfortunately, I could also see a 25-40 game. So we'll see what that game comes out to be. That is the 1:00 games. We're going to jump into the 4:00 game, and this is going to be a very interesting call. So hopefully, Dub, you and I will get this call. It's the Insomniacs versus the Silver State Stealth. And Dub, I'll start with you. Who do you have?
I got the Pack of Wolves by a minimum. I'm going to say minimum. I got them by a minimum of 28 points. Minimum.
Okay.
Like
DP?
As Coach Brown comes in and says mercy rule.
Mercy rule.
That's why I
Yes,
said-
I see that.
That's why I said a minimum. At least a minimum.
And this is
Which
what
could
Coach
always
Brown
be
said.
more. Because as we know, they can put up some points. They put up 78. They put 80.
And you got Mr. Dyson saying the same thing. Mercy rule.
Well,
Let's not let that objectify what we're trying to do. CP, who you got?
So here, you know when the Steelers were 11-0 and everyone knew they were a fluke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is that week we're about to see that 2-0 is a fluke.
You talking about the stealth?
Yes,
Yeah, my bad. What game we were talking about?
Stealth and
Stealth
Insomniacs.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We're about to see that 2-0 is a big fluke. And honestly, between me and you, I'll be surprised if they score. Thank you, boss.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're saying the Wolves.
You're saying that the stealth is going to get shut out.
Yeah, I really feel that way.
Here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
shit. Look at this.
Here we
Here
go.
we
This
go.
trolling shit.
Here we go.
Now, listen. I heard about that before I had got on, and it's supposed to be an April Fool's joke. But let me just ask you guys a quick question.
Yeah.
Is it still within the rules for guys to switch teams?
I want to say that Monday was the last day, so I can't answer that definitively. All I can say is we'll have to wait and see for Sunday, unless actually I can wait and see what happens Friday because I get rosters sent over to me.
Okay,
yes,
so check this out. So if DP and the big man over there,
Yeah.
I got the game going. Insomniacs 58, the Stealth 12.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Now
I mean,
who's to say
and that's no
week 5 is
disrespect.
cut off, but,
They're both top tier players, but I don't think they're going to make
Travis,
that
just so
big.
you know, I think that the cutoff is week 5 for free agents, not guys on teams. But again, we'll find out for sure. So, for me, we've got scores planned. We've got 28 points from Dub,
minimum
of 28 points. I am, not knowing. We've talked about Palmer. We talked about Sal. We talked about this stuff. Look, I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for the Stealth. That's one of my problems.
My biggest issue. Yep.
When you got 3 guys rotating, you have none, and that's my biggest contention for them. Now, when you got a rotation, a death rotation, if you will, at defensive line that the Insomniacs have, it's going to be tough sledding for whoever's back there. Don't care who it is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Sick With It is I'm sorry, Insomniacs are not going to play nice with this game. I think that they're going to show up and show out. So I am going to say Mercy Rule as well. I'm going to catch a shitload of flack for it, but I'm going to say Mercy Rule as well. So next game is we can't go to the next game because we've got Renegades versus Watchmen. But now, as we've heard from Mr. Franklin, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Franklin said the Renegades will be playing. That it's going to be BC versus the Heathen. So Renegades and Watchmen should be correct on this. What's up, Mizzle?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
You good? Good to see you, man.
Oh yeah, it's good to see you guys.
So
Big dog, what's going on?
What's good? What's good, CP? Good to see you, brother.
What's up, my boy?
So we're on to the last game, which is Renegades versus Baltimore Watchmen. and then we'll circle back to what.
Ooh.
So, Renegades versus Baltimore. CP, your backyard, brother. You lead this off.
Wow. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The Watchmen are pissed the fuck off, and
I would agree
they're
with that
planning on
statement.
taking that out. They're planning on taking that out on us for one. But I'm gonna just say, around here, like my boys told me, we bully the bullies around here. So I look at it as they are underestimating us because I feel like they've assumed these guys that they're new coming into the league. They don't have that dog in them enough. But I know for sure the Watchman is coming outside with everybody. So we, as a 2-1 team, we can't get on our high horse and feel like just because we have a winning record that we're going to go down there in their backyard at that, in a hostile environment, and win a football game. So we have to go down there on our P's and Q's. We have to go down there sharp. We have to go down there and do the fundamentals. We have to block. We have to tackle. We have to have 7 men to the ball. We have to just execute. And if we don't, we're going to probably lose that game. But I have enough faith
Hey,
in my team.
CP, is it
What's up, boss?
snowing where you're at?
What'd you say?
I said, is it snowing?
Oh no, bro! I just got the. It was raining earlier, so it was a little fall.
Okay. I'm looking out your back window, going like, "Damn, I haven't seen that in a while."
but listen, on a serious note, I respect a lot of guys down there from Baltimore. I've been playing them for over 10 years. I got guys, since I got a hotel down there already, but it's so much love down there playing Baltimore that guys are telling me, yo, CP, you can just pull up to my crib, so as physical and as great as a game is going to be, it's going to be all love and respect at the end of the day. Because I'm going to be real with y'all, a lot of us is going down there on Saturday, and this is how we used to get down. This is what I feel like has been missing from the league. We used to go down there, bro, and party with these motherfuckers before we played with them the next day. We used to all go down there, meet up. They'd tell us where the food spot at, the weed spot, LQ, the clubs. We used to all go out and have a good time and fuck each other up the next day. And after the game, we're gonna chill and smoke and talk about what we did. So I feel like we're slowly getting back to that. There's been a lot of tension the last few years. So, but this league has always been a brotherhood, and that's what it needs to continue to be.
I agree with you.
And I feel like this game not only is going to be the game of the week, and I feel like Baltimore hasn't been getting their respect far as media-wise because we can't finalize their games unless RTU is helping us out or unless they come to Asbury. So I know for sure the production team is going down there this Sunday, and we're going to film a great game. We're going to have a great game. We're going to put on a great game for all of y'all. And may the best man win. But I really feel like we're going to pull this one out, and we're going to show the league that we're not fucking around.
Okay, what's the score prediction, though?
I feel like...
Damn, and of course, when I ask him that, he freezes. Go, say it again, man. You froze. Say it again. Just as you were saying it, you froze.
Oh, my bad. 24-20.
24-20. Okay, so you saying you guys are going to beat them 24-20. All right. Dub, what you got?
35.
What's that?
35.
Okay. Miz, just you jumping in. You can't be left out now, bro.
Oh, no. I know what I was getting into. I had the same score as CP, but I got the Renegades with that score.
Well, that's what he's got. He got Renegades. 24-20.
You mean Watchmen?
I mean Watchmen, excuse me.
You got Watchmen? Or
Watchmen,
you got...
yeah, say Watchmen, excuse me.
Okay.
You ain't got no faith in us, my boy. What's going on, man?
I do, but I have to agree with what you said earlier. They gonna come in there pissed off. which is gonna make it a good game. But I just it's gonna be a good game.
Look, I will say this, CP. I will say it this way. Can you tell me that y'all play better, relaxed and ready to play, than the Watchmen pissed off?
Say that again, boss.
I said, can you tell me that the Watchmen pissed off won't play as good as you guys do, relaxed and ready to play?
I really don't, because in a game of football, you need to keep, your emotions intact, and I just feel like they're not going to expect us to be that good, and if we get up on them by 2 touchdowns or more, they might start to implode how they did in Asbury when the Animals went up on them.
Then I got Renegades 26, Watchmen 20.
Ooh.
But let me ask you guys this. If we win this game, where would you guys rank us next week?
Well, hold on. I got it right here. Let me take another sneak peek.
Well, I definitely.
You guys are ranked 5th right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat the Watchmen, I'm
You're
willing to move you guys up to 4 and move the Watchmen down to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I like what James.
You don't see us jumping to 3 at all?
But see, I agree with Jason. I was gonna say I agree with Jason. Three or 4.
Here's the thing. I don't right now. I don't agree with the Animals being number 1.
Ooh.
I don't agree with that. I will stick by what I said. The Insomniacs are number 1 until they lose, or until they get to the championship and lose. To be the man, you got to beat the man. You cannot put the Animals number 1 with the Insomniacs doing what they're doing. I don't give a shit. I know James said he don't care. I know a lot of players said they don't care. I don't give a shit. You cannot take and move the Insomniacs to number 2 with the Animals being number 1. I just can't do it. So, in that respect, I've got to put the Animals number 2, Insomniacs number 1. BIC has to stay there at 3 unless they get beat. Now, if they get beat on Sunday, and you guys could, then I can see you guys moving up to 3. Right now, I would put you at 4.
Do you see a scenario if the Heathens give BIC a close game and we blow out the Watchmen, that we jump BIC to 3, even though they still won?
That's a big possibility.
It is a possibility.
Because I mean, style points and how you win should also play a part in this voting, in my opinion.
But right now we have an East Coast bias, which is why the Animals are number 1.
And now here comes
no Munchie.
Here
You
comes
should not
Munchie.
be 3. Shut up. You should not be 3. I don't want to hear your bullshit. You should
Well,
not be
I
number 3.
just feel like Dub just said, the styles make the fights, and I feel like since the Animals has played 3 tough teams and they whooped all of their ass, that's probably why they're number 1. They're hot right now.
But I agree. Hold on. I agree with Munchie. Munchie said, if our division is so soft, y'all are beating each other up. You should be ready for us. You should be ready for the Insomniacs. Y'all should whoop our asses, and you haven't. So I am sorry, but I disagree with Mr. Shuford. You guys should not be number 3. You should be number 1. And I believe in that fully until somebody dethrones the king. You can't be any lower than 1 So just so you know, when I voted on Monday, I voted BIC was my 3rd best team. I put the Animals without hesitation. The Insomniacs were number 1. So I'm just saying. Knox, you back, brother?
2-5 was good, brother.
Your mic working out?
I don't know. Is it? Can y'all hear me?
Working,
Yes,
brother.
we can hear
Good to hear
You hear
you.
me? All right, what's good? We good. We good. This is what's good.
Hey, you already know. It's always good to see you, brother.
All right, cool.
So, Chris, have a rebuttal?
What's that?
Do you have a rebuttal to the statement?
To and tell the voters with Las Vegas addresses to vote for them champs.
Well, I didn't get my email to vote on this one.
Well, I will be the
Yeah,
first
I
one
get
to
that.
say,
I get that email. I get that email immediately. You
So
gotta
do I.
check in with Cole.
So
You
do
I
gotta
didn't
I.
get
check in
mine.
with Cole and see if he sent
I'm
it to you.
always checking my email. I didn't get it.
now, Mr. Dyson, I agree. I don't agree with you. The animals are not number one. I do not agree with that at all. I
Not
think
even.
I think that the Insomniacs are number one, and until you guys lose
I feel like they should be like number 3.
by an East Coast team, you guys are number one. That's
Yes.
just my feelings because the champs cannot go down to number 2, especially when they are idle, and that's exactly what happened. To me, that is a crock of crap.
Coach Brown has the best comment. Coach Brown has the best comment of all time. That's the best. That's the
I
best.
agree with them. I agree with them.
BCS.
Yeah, I agree with them. This isn't the BCS, and who the fuck cares?
I love it.
Because you know what, they are going what the Insomniacs are looking at right now, and I've got to play a little bit of what's in their head, and what's in their head to me on my terms is, you know what, put us wherever the hell you want. When
You gonna go play.
championship rolls around, we'll see who the champs are.
Yep, you gonna go play.
Mr. Gary, what's up, man?
All right, gentlemen, we're up
Jeremy
against it.
Gary,
So,
where you at,
final
man?
thoughts before we wrap here on number 128 of the other side of the ball. And of course, CP is buffering.
No, he didn't.
And why is that not a surprise? But look,
Final thoughts, gentlemen.
every week we close out with final thoughts. CP, what are yours?
My final thoughts are honestly, everyone just need to play ball. You know, that's it. Let your play do the talking.
And there you
Is
go.
he still buffering?
No,
No.
he just said what he said.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm good
well,
money, my boy. I'm
He's
good
buffering
money.
on my end, but that's because I'm in a parking lot. Okay.
Yeah. Knox, what are your final thoughts?
I just want to see great football continue to happen all across the league.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some good football happening.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. Miz?
Yeah, I'm have to back up what Knox said, man. Just last week was great. Just continue to play good football and yeah, ball out. I love it.
Well, I'm gonna say a couple of things here real quick to end this. One, Mr. Palmer, I want to find out what's going on because you got me.
I don't believe it. Look at his avatar.
Dude.
Guys, I'm sorry. I do have something to say. I'm so sorry.
What you got?
Okay.
So check this out, right? I know you guys be checking in on the prices right when I do it on the Jersey page, you know.
Yes.
But I'm actually in the process of starting the podcast like you guys are doing now to try to make it official.
No, nice.
I bought all my my equipment right here.
Very cool.
I would really appreciate it, you know, if you guys could help me with it.
Of
Because
course.
I'm trying to take everything serious, and I feel like just me being a player, a longtime player, I just felt like I have a lot of insight to give to the league, you know.
Absolutely.
Man, look.
You can reach out to me anytime, brother. If I can help you with anything, I'll do what I can.
Thank you so much,
You
fellas.
said it before, man. When it comes to this thing, when it comes to the league, it's a brotherhood.
Yep.
Mhm.
When it comes to the podcast, when it comes to everything we're trying to do, it's a brotherhood. You need help, man, hit any of us up. We're there for you.
I really appreciate y'all for real.
Well, like I said, Miz and myself, we're not on this platform. It wasn't for the Jaffos. The Jaffos are the reason why we're on this platform.
Yeah, that's my guy, yo. I'm not gonna lie, JP, that's my guy.
So I mean, because of that, I mean, like I said, and me and Missile said this at the time. Like, we originally started the Missile Dub Show on Skype, then went from Skype to Zoom, and then went from Zoom to StreamYard. So, like I said, it certainly helped us and has benefited us. And then when we unfortunately couldn't be in the studio no more, we've been on this platform ever since
Nice.
with Derek's Bussin'. So, like I said, I mean, any tips that we can give you, we're here. That's that's just what it is.
Oh, also one more thing I want to say. Listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've been a wrestling fan since like '98.
Hey,
But bro,
we can talk that all day.
John Cena for the win, bro. Fuck that. You hear me?
Hey,
Mizzle,
let me
behave.
I've been waiting. Listen, I've been waiting 20 years for John
CP,
Cena to turn heel.
hold on.
20 years.
Let me trump all of y'all. I'm the oldest man on this podcast right now. I've been a wrestling fan since '86.
Dude.
I was 3 years old. Damn.
Nigga, I wouldn't even thought of
'86. I've been a wrestling
Damn, I
fan.
was 3.
Yeah, I came in
Ain't too
92,
far, Cedric, I
damn.
wasn't thought of.
91.
If you could go back in the '90s and watch some of the Monday Night Raws, I guarantee you'll see me behind the broadcasters.
No
Because
fucking
when
way.
they had shows here in Vegas, me and my boy were out there. I have drank with some of the wrestlers. I have hung out with some of the wrestlers. Check it out, brother.
That's what's up. When I used to work at Newark Airport, I actually met a lot of them back in the day. 2014, 15, Alberto Del Rio and all of them. And when Roman Reigns first came and he was young, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. I met them,
No.
so that was a great time for real.
No, man.
Hey,
When
okay.
you got some time, hit me up. I'll tell you who I met.
That's what's up.
With those names you just named, you good, but you said Cena for the win. I was almost about ready to just hit you with the mute button.
Come on, boss.
I've
we're
never-
all
I've
old
never
enough now
liked
to
John
admit.
Cena.
We're
Hey,
all old enough now
all
to
y'all
admit.
know, by the way, the Undertaker can drink some beer.
Oh, I believe that.
I bet.
But
So y'all know.
but
Not Andre the Giant though. He ain't
nobody
fucking
will
Andre
ever
the Giant.
outdrink Andre.
Yeah.
Oh
Nobody
yeah, Andre's something else.
Okay.
So
I heard about that
I
story.
never met Andre, but I
No,
met
I'm just-
the Undertaker. I met some of the other guys from back in the day, and let me tell you, Ric Flair also one of the coolest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. And that
Oh,
man
yeah.
didn't drink beer. That
Yeah,
man
but
always
not-
drank hard
not
alcohol,
the
and he
nature
was
boy
he
could
was.
So that's his
virgin-
real
he was
persona in
a
real
virgin
life,
drinker.
on
Yeah.
and off the camera, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate, that is a real. Okay, just like Nate.
He
Nate,
took that and ran with it. On and
Macho
off.
Man, God rest his soul, Macho Man. That was 24/7, 365 with Randy Poffo.
Oh yeah,
my god.
No,
Randy.
Macho
Randy,
Man,
what you saw online, what you saw in when he was a wrestler, that was not fake. That was him.
Yep.
He
100%.
That's fire.
he really spoke like this in real life. Yeah,
Dude, I met him at MGM at the bar, and he was talking like this all the time. I mean, that dude, what you saw is what you got. He was never anyway.
but
Final
he,
thought.
but he
We
never.
we're
but
trying
he
to finish
never-
this shit off.
but
Final
he
thoughts.
never
for me.
fans. He was all about his fans. Would
I
always
ain't gonna
take
lie. I feel like we could talk about wrestling all night.
Oh,
God
dude,
damn.
Well,
That's another
okay, okay,
hey, that's another
okay.
podcast we could do.
Okay. We have a Ring Psychology podcast with myself, Mizzle, and JP, where we talk about the grand old male soap opera.
Yeah,
Also,
get me
one
on there.
Saturday.
You might get me
Yeah,
on there. It's
obviously.
Like, I didn't even know about
need it.
that
That's
one.
what I need.
You need to
We
come
need to
on
get
the
on
pod.
that.
Yes, that's what I need.
JP, if you're watching, our next
He's doing his bots right now. He's doing that
that's what he is doing the
his other show right now. Yeah.
Listen. I'm sorry. I know we gotta get out of here, but listen, I'm such a fan, bro. This is exactly what I'm doing now with my Price is Right podcast. I've been literally the face, and not the face of the league, but an actual face of this league for like 10 years now. And now since I'm slowly embracing the heel role, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. Like this shit is it's
I love
It's
it,
just-
the heel
it's-
roll.
it's everything. I love it.
Hey, we could always bring you back and babyface you. We good. We can babyface you
All
real quick.
No.
But-
I think he like the heel roll though.
Yeah, I
But
know,
before we start-
but I'm just
before
saying.
we start, before we start doing Macho Man elbows off the top rope, let's get out of here. But
Yeah, let me
special
what I got to say.
thanks, CP3 for joining us.
Mr. Palmer, hit me up, brother, because we got to talk anyway. Because
we-
we got our tackle league going next weekend, and I got to see where you're at. So hit your coach up, man. Let's have that conversation because what we talk about stays between us. But anyway, that's part of my closing statement.
Okay. Shout out to Corey Hammond, yo. Shout out to Corey Hammond.
He's
I
doing
know
daddy
he couldn't
duty
make it
right now, man.
tonight.
Shout out to my boy Corey, man.
Yeah, I
He's
know he couldn't make it
daddy.
tonight. So that being my boy, Corey had the feeling for Corey. And I hope I did a good job. But I hope he heals up.
Hey,
I hope he heals up. I hope he has a great night. And honestly, we still love you, Corey, even though you probably feel like we don't.
yeah. But what I gotta say is, man, hey, let's keep it football.
There we go.
We saw what happened with some of the games around the country. Let's keep it football, man. I know you guys got feelings in this, and I know that everybody's got their pride. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, this ain't nothing but a big fraternity, and we got to understand that. We got to pick each other up, man. We can't be like crabs in a bucket and pull each other down every time one's trying to get out.
Mhm.
So pick each other up, have love for one another. Be out there helping one another, man. Come on, let's do what we can. This is no longer East Coast versus West Coast. That's not what it's about. Now it's about us being a family and understanding. Like CP said, you go to Watchmen games and you guys will go out and party. You know what? We did the same thing with the Nightcrawlers, and I would accept any of them coming out here and hanging, and I would love it. And I would say the same thing to anybody from the East Coast. We got you, bro. We got you. Whatever we could do to help out, we got you. So, let's go have some fun. Let's make 2025 one of the best seasons ever. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy each other. CP, thank you for coming on. Knox, my brother, man. And you don't know how I get you back on this show, man. You don't know how
Yeah,
I
man. I'm gonna start getting in and tapped in.
Hey, it's always good to see Knox.
Always good to see my brother. But everybody, man, y'all take care. Be good. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Miz, when you're coming out, man, let me know. We got a place for you, bro.
Hey, DP, I appreciate
I got a room for you.
Hey, I'm looking at a weekend to come out there before the season ends. Trust me. It's
let me know. Man. You got your spot. You don't have to look. You got a spot.
Yes, sir.
It's all right, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
You too, my brother.
On the show, Dub, take us out, man.
Well, first up, on a personal note, I just want to say thank you to all you guys for the last weeks for carrying as life throws curveballs. But I mean, as they say, life be life. But I just want to give my appreciation to you guys carrying this week and last week while I tried to make life adjustments. But with that said, I'm looking forward to seeing the Golden Hunters, who will get their first win, and looking to see what will take place around the league as Week 4 approaches. As we are now in the month of April, hard to believe we're in the fourth month of 2025. We're a quarter through the year of 2025.
WrestleMania.
Yes,
and turned up.
and just one more time, we just kind of mentioned, but I just want to say it again. The tremendous talent that is Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, sir, and thank you for entertaining
100%.
us all over the
I
year.
love Batman, bro. That shit hurt me, bro.
Dude, that hurt me. I've been watching his films since I was a teenager.
Damn.
So I appreciate the Maverick and Iceman scene in Top Gun Maverick even the more so now. But thank you. But for Chris, for Live at 2-5, for CP3, for Mizzle, I'm Double A. Enjoy Week 4 of the A7FL. Yes, indeed. Tremendous.
Yes, sir.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I watched that last night. Yep.
But from all of us here at A7FL, we appreciate you guys. Enjoy Week 4, and we'll see you next week on the other side of the ball. Thank you. Good night. And as always, take care of yourself and each other.
Peace and love, brothers.
Nice.
Always.